Greetings, fellow men. Servus Männer. This is Red Pill Germany again, and today I want to talk about Frauke Petry leaving the AfD, the Alternative für Deutschland. So for all you guys who don't know it yet, maybe this news doesn't travel so far beyond the borders of the Reich. Frauke Petry, briefly after the election, left the AfD, and for all of you who don't know even that, Frauke Petry was a very prominent member in the leadership of the AfD. Oh, sorry guys, this is the wrong Petry. This is Wolfgang Petry, not Frauke Petry. No idea how this got in here. Oopsie. And now people are asking, of course, why did she do that? Well, I reported on that in another video of mine, linked below. So there was a nationwide, a federal convention of the party where they decided on their party program or their platform on which they want to run in these last elections. What Frauke Petry did there, she, with very short notice actually, she put a plan of hers on the agenda and she wanted to put it up for a vote. And this was highly unusual because the delegates, of course, they need to prepare all that stuff, and normally you fix the agenda before and you don't do these stunts in the last second. So what that was actually she wanted to overwhelm them and to surprise them and to make herself the leader of the party. And another guy did that before, Lucke, and it also failed. They didn't put that plan to a vote. The plan contained stuff such as becoming more moderate, toning down on the radical rhetoric, and becoming a suitable coalition partner for Angela Merkel, which means more money and power, of course. So she wanted to be a mild conservative, maybe economically liberal party or something like that. But the majority of the voters didn't want that, and I quite frankly also think that would have been the wrong thing, because if you just want to be a junior partner of Angela Merkel, well then I think you don't need an AfD. And at the same time, as I said, she wanted to make herself the undisputed leader of the party. The AfD doesn't need, nor does it want, a undisputed leader, a Führer, so to speak. The team is the star in the AfD and not a individual person. And there is no cult of personality there, just like around Angela Merkel in the CDU. So actually the CDU is more like a Führer party because Angela Merkel is the party at the moment. Alright, so since that convention, she is actually fed up with the party and she's very bitter about that. Her ego cannot take that big of a hit, I guess. She wants to be the superstar, the prima donna, but the party didn't want that. So everyone who knows the situation, knows the party a little bit, they saw that coming a while ago, and this is no surprise that she leaves the party now. The question is now, why has she waited until after the election? So there are two ways to look at it, of course. The people wanted the AfD. If she had said, I'm gonna found my own party like half a year or 2 months before the elections where I am the undisputed leader, the undisputed Führer, no one would have known that party. Maybe they would have known her, but she would not have made it into the Bundestag. She would not have succeeded at becoming a member of parliament had she left the AfD. Simple as that. So her own self-interest, her interest in that job, 4 years of very high income and all the amenities that come with being a member of parliament in Germany, that would have been lost to her. So she was, of course, having a motivation here to stay in the party until after the election, right? But there is another way to look at it also, you know. In a way, she protected the party by waiting until after the election, because she was not a nobody in the party. As I said, she was a very prominent character there. She was invited to a lot of interviews. She was the public face of the party on many occasions, and the media always tried to stir up controversy or to spin it in such a way that whenever there was a little bit of debate in the AfD, when there were two wings, like the more conservative and the more liberal wing of the party, and they had a discussion or a debate about a certain point, the media was always focusing on that and then saying, oh, look, good people of Germany, the AfD is a party where the members don't even know what they want themselves, you know? And this always works in Germany because Germans are a little bit retarded in that way, that we always want consensus and unity. To focus on these differences in opinion is a strategy that the media used in order to make the AfD look like they're just a bunch of freaks who fight all the time. It's a Shark Tank, poisoned atmosphere, infighting, no solutions, which is not true, of course. And by the way, every other party has at least two wings where there are more moderates, more radicals, more practical people, more ideological people, more a left wing, a right wing, a progressive wing, a conservative, whatever, And for all other parties, we accept that and this is okay. But when the AfD does that, oh, it's the worst infighting, bullying, controversy, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's a cheap trick of the media, and the AfD knows that. So I guess Frauke Petry, of course, knows that. In that sense, she protected the party actually from bad press, because before the elections, during the campaign, you need to project unity to the electorate. You need to make an appearance as if, even though it's not the case, of course, but that everyone is a team. It's like an army and they all fight together, right? So yeah, I would say it's really unfair to just say that Frauke Petry did that so that she gets into the parliament because she's greedy or something. I think she protected the party also. This is a very important point that one needs to bear in mind. And the good result of the AfD would maybe have been not so good if there had been this Frauke Petry controversy prior to the election already. Alright, so please forgive me, I couldn't resist the temptation of tinkering a bit with old historical caricatures. Of course, I don't think that she backstabbed the party. She had a hurt ego maybe. Her plans that she had in that party could not be realized, and I think it's legitimate that she moves on and tries her luck outside of the party. I think that's okay. The AfD would maybe have kicked her out anyway sooner or later, because she was pulling a lot of weird stunts and she didn't feel well or welcome there or at home there politically anymore anyway. So I think it's a good thing, it's a healthy thing that she left the party, and I think the party is anyway better off without her. And I don't mean that in a nasty way. I think as a German politician she's still one of the good ones, don't get me wrong. It's just that what Germany needs right now is not what she had in mind. We don't need a CDU with slightly different positions here and there. We need something a little bit more radical, and the party is still young, so there is still room for experimentation here. And I think, yeah, having a coalition with Merkel right now, by purging all the elements out of the AfD that are a little bit more right-winged or a little more traditionalist, I think is not a smart idea. And yeah, she always keeps going on about how the potential for a mild conservative party is still 30% in Germany. Yeah, okay, but then you still have people who think that the CDU is already mildly conservative and the CSU in Bavaria. So there you go. Some people think the Green Party are traditionalist and conservative because they conserve the environment or something, right? So what about those people? Maybe they are included in this 30%. This is not what Germany needs now. We need to close our borders. We need to find back to law and justice, law and order, and we need to become a successful and fair nation again. We need lower taxes, we need less government, of course. She's all in favor of that, but at the same time we need to make sure that Germany stays Germany. And I think we're so far gone that you cannot do that anymore with Angela Merkel tactics or with this nice establishment conservative or conservative attitude. I think these days are over now, and I think the AfD has a capable, good team still, and yeah, I'm looking forward to their opposition work in the parliament. That is really needed at the moment, as I said before. Also, if the AfD wants to have more votes and if they want to be a party of the people, they need to offer a certain range of opinions within their ranks. So they need to have a certain width, a certain spectrum of attitudes, policies and opinions. They need diversity in that sense. And Frauke Petry wanted to make the spectrum more narrow, and especially narrowing it down into a range of the spectrum that already exists in the political landscape. So that would have been a not so good plan, I think. So that is really all I have to say on that topic, and well, I wish her luck in her future endeavors. I hope that both sides aren't bitter or seek revenge or something like that. So as I said, I don't think she necessarily backstabbed the party. There are two ways to look at it, and that is basically my opinion on the topic. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. As always, Servus, Kameraden.